Hi everybody. So it's Friday today, late again, but I've had a pretty lazy week, and so I kind of forget what day it is most of the time because I don't really have a great way to distinguish one day from the next, which I realize probably isn't that different from anybody else like having the same job every day. But it's a little different when I don't really have a ton of stuff to do. I kind of lose track of a lot of things. Like I've been reading a lot, which is awesome, and but watching a lot of like TV and just other stuff. So anyway, I've been pretty lazy, pretty boring. Although I did have two job interviews this week, one at a church preschool where I'd be the secretary, only in the morning, so it's only 20 hours. So then I'd have to get another job, but that's okay, I think, because I'm a little concerned about being bored wherever I work. So then if I had to have two different jobs, then I would always have a better variety. Um, I think so. Hopefully that works out. I interviewed there on Wednesday, and actually, also on Wednesday, on my way back from that interview, I stopped to drop off an application at a really like swanky restaurant downtown in Iowa City called Atlas. And so I turned my application, and the manager took it from me, and then she asked me if I had a few minutes to talk to her about it. And so I had like an impromptu interview, which was nice. Like, I was really glad to just get it over with rather than to have to go back or arrange something, see if they're interested. But she asked me some really like interesting questions, like design a dinner, like a dinner special. And then she gave me a scenario with four different like things happening, and I would be the only person out in the front who had to deal with like filling people's waters and seating other people and taking orders and dropping off food, all this stuff. So I had to like rank them in the order that I would do them if I was the only person available. And I got it almost right, almost, well, no, there's no wrong way exactly, but just almost the ideal that she said. So hopefully that is indicative of it going pretty well. But the job application was really funny. It had like a bunch of questions about alcohol on it. Like it gave a list of wines, and then you were supposed to say if it was white or red. And most of them I knew. There were like six, and I knew four of them, I think. But then I looked up the other ones, and it had some questions about like scotch, and there was like a list of like vodka, gin, tequila, and maybe two other kinds of alcohol. And then it said give a brand name for each of these brands of types of alcohol. So then that was interesting too. But I guess if you're a waitress at a nice restaurant, you need to know like what kind of vodka you have and what different options there are, and that sort of thing. So if I worked there, that would partially fulfill my desire to work at a bar or a pub someday. So that'd be cool. Anyway, so I had two interviews on the same day, which is pretty awesome. I dropped off some other applications at other restaurants, and I'm going back to other ones. Well, two in particular that are only open in the evening. So then I wasn't available. I wasn't there at a time that they were open, so I couldn't pick anything up from them or anything. But yeah, so I've been pretty lazy all week, been hanging out, like doing dishes and cleaning and decorating and reading a lot. I think I've read like four books since I've been here, which is awesome, but I don't feel like I accomplished much. And then I've been watching a lot of TV, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. I started a Netflix free month trial. So I started watching Battlestar Galactica yesterday, actually, because one of Sarah's really good friends came over last night and they were going to watch Battlestar Galactica. So then Sarah told me that if I wanted to watch it with them, like I could start watching during the day and at least have a general idea of what was going on. Because the show was like four seasons, but it had like a mini series at the very beginning of it, which was like 3 hours, and then they started going into the seasons from there. So I watched like the mini series, and it was pretty good. I remember talking about it in Mythology with Raki at Augie, and she always talked about how all the characters were like derived from mythological creatures and beings. So it's pretty cool. Like there's a character who they call Apollo. There's a Gaius, like Gaia, Mother Earth sort of thing, which is interesting because he's this weirdo, like chemistry doctor man. And so, yeah, it's a pretty good show. I do really like science fictiony things, so it was pretty fun. So last night I made stir fry, and then Sarah and Bethany came home from school, and we had some wine and stir fry, and it was good. And so, yeah, I've been sitting around reading, doing stuff that I like, but with more time than I should be necessarily devoting to those things that I love. So, anyway, but it's been pretty good. I'm really liking Iowa City. I've been hanging out with my old advisor Simon and his fiance. I went to their house last weekend, and we had literally all of my favorite foods because I was there 2 nights in a row. So we had stir fry and watermelon one night, and then the other night we had black bean burgers and like steamed vegetables and stuff. So yeah, so that's been fun. That's been interesting, transitioning from having him as like a professor and advisor to seeing him with his fiance, who actually was a student with us, who just graduated in May as well. So it's an adjustment, but it's fun. I like it. So anyway, it's Friday afternoon now. I'm gonna hang out for a while, and then tonight Sarah and I are going to a barbecue at one of her English friends' houses. So I'll get to meet lots of really smart people and try to make myself, um, I don't know, stay in line with all the conversations. So hopefully that goes well. Hopefully I won't make a fool out of myself and have it be evident that I don't have any higher ed degrees. But yeah, so anyway, hope you're all doing well. I miss seeing everybody or really being around a lot of people that I know. So I miss you and hope you're all having awesome weeks. And I will watch all your videos and see you again next week. Bye!